All right, let's just jump right in. For the longest time, whenever you heard the word logistics, you probably thought boring, right? A cost center, something buried in the back office, unnecessary evil. But in today's e-commerce world, that idea has been completely turned on its head. Your supply chain isn't just about moving boxes anymore. It's actually one of the most powerful weapons you have to build and protect your brand.
And I mean, this quote right here, it says everything. You can pour a fortune into marketing, build a gorgeous website, create an amazing product, but if that final delivery, that last moment of contact goes wrong, the whole thing just crumbles. That last mile experience is the moment of truth. It's what your customers are really going to remember.
So, here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to start with what we call the last mile battlefield. Then we'll get into how to forge the right logistics alliance. We'll also cover the hidden dangers in those partnerships. And finally, we'll land on how you make the ultimate fulfillment choice for your brand.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, the last mile battlefield. Because in e-commerce, the game is no longer won when a customer clicks buy. Nope, that's just a starting gun. The real fight for customer loyalty is won or lost in the warehouses and on the delivery trucks. The back end is the new front line.
Now, this brings up a really fundamental question that every single growing brand has to ask itself. If this is all so important, so critical to the brand, why not just control it all yourself? Why not just build your own warehouses, hire your own fleet of drivers, and manage the whole thing from top to bottom?
Well, the answer really boils down to three huge factors. First, avoiding massive capital expenditures, or CapEx. A modern fulfillment center can cost tens of millions of dollars. Brands would much rather put that money into what they're good at, like making great products. Second is what we call seasonal elasticity. Think about it. Your sales might triple over the holidays. An ecosystem of partners lets you scale up and then scale right back down without a hitch. And third, geographic proximity. To hit that 2-day delivery window that Amazon has taught us all to expect, your stuff has to be close to your customers. A partner network is just the fastest way to make that happen.
And if you want a perfect example of this in action, look no further than Gymshark. They became a billion-dollar global giant by focusing on their brand and their community, while letting a network of partners handle all the logistics. It's proof positive you don't need to own the infrastructure to absolutely dominate a market.
So, if building it all yourself isn't the answer, what is? Well, that brings us to our second section, forging a logistics alliance. This is all about changing your mindset and seeing your third-party logistics provider, your 3PL, as way more than just a vendor who picks and packs boxes.
The way people used to think about this was honestly pretty basic. The old value was just about finding someone with cheaper warehouse space and cheaper labor. That's it. But now, the game has completely changed. The new value of a 3PL is as a strategic partner, a lever that helps you grow faster and navigate all the uncertainty out there.
So where does this new value actually come from? Well, it comes from 4 key areas. First, the labor advantage. 3PLs are just flat out better at hiring warehouse workers, which is a huge headache for brands. Second, speed to market. They have systems ready to go so you can be up and running in weeks, not years. Third, they can offer specialized handling for things like frozen goods or luxury items. And finally, and this is a big one, data visibility, giving you the analytics you need to spot problems before your customers do.
And if you don't think that labor advantage is a big deal, just look at this number. During peak season, the busiest time of the year, a whopping 78% of companies say that just finding enough workers is their single biggest challenge. A good 3PL partner basically makes that massive problem disappear for you.
Okay, but it's not all sunshine and roses. These partnerships are complex, and they can fail. They can fail in a really big, expensive way. So in this section, we need to talk about the hidden dangers and how you can navigate the pitfalls that can totally derail your brand.
So where do these relationships typically go wrong? One of the biggest culprits is what we call the IT gap. And just look at this disconnect. It's huge. Over 90% of brands say that tech and data are absolutely critical, yet barely half of them are actually satisfied with what their logistics partner is providing. And think about it, if you can't see your own inventory in real time, you can't really manage your business.
The other major danger zone? Cost. Specifically, the cost of that last mile. This chart shows that the final delivery to the customer's doorstep eats up a massive 41% of total logistics costs. It is by far the most expensive and volatile part of the entire journey. And if you get that wrong, it can absolutely crush your profit margins.
This brings us to a super important point. While you outsource the execution, there are core parts of your business you have to fiercely protect. So what should you never, ever outsource? First, ownership of your customer data. That's gold. Keep your demand forecasting strategy in-house. Obviously, protect your core product IP. And finally, you have to maintain control over your brand voice and how you handle customer issues. These things are the absolute lifeblood of your brand.
All right, this all leads us to our final section, making the ultimate fulfillment choice. This is, without a doubt, one of the most critical decisions your brand will ever make. It's your master plan, and it will define your entire customer experience for years to come.
Okay, let's break down the three main models here. First, you've got Amazon FBA. The upside? Massive reach, that Prime badge. The downside? You have zero brand control, it ships in an Amazon box, and, crucially, Amazon owns your customer data. Then there's the independent 3PL. Here, you get total control over the experience. It's your box, your brand, and you own 100% of your data. This is really the best path for building long-term brand equity. And finally, there's a kind of hybrid called MCF, or multi-channel fulfillment. That's where Amazon stores and ships orders from your own website. It's good for centralizing inventory, but you still give up that precious customer data.
And there is no better example of a brand making this huge strategic choice than Nike. They famously pulled their products completely off of Amazon's marketplace. Why? Because they decided that owning that direct relationship with their customer, the data, the experience, the story, was way more valuable in the long run than just the sheer volume of sales they got from Amazon.
And that move by Nike is the absolute essence of a direct-to-consumer or DT strategy. It's all about controlling the entire narrative and the relationship from that very first click on your website all the way to that final unboxing experience in their home.
So, we end right back where we started, with this question for you. After seeing the strategies, the risks, and the choices, how do you view your own operations? Is it just a line item on a spreadsheet, a back office cost? Or is it the sharpest weapon you have to win customers and build a brand that lasts? The choice, ultimately, is yours.